Hello, we are live for our gentle restorative yoga class, and we're starting right on time today so that we don't have a whole lot of lead-in time for those of you who watch after the live portion. So there is a recommended props list in the description of the video, so go ahead and gather your props, get yourself settled if you haven't already. And then we're going to get a comfortable seat. Oops, totally wrong button. Okay, get your music going. A wall to lean on so that you can be comfortable in your seat. Hopefully that didn't kick anyone off. We just got a weird little message about our internet. So we'll start off with just a little bit of centering and then some pranayama, and then we'll get into the good stuff. Just kidding, it's all good stuff. So make sure your roots are settled. Make sure you can feel your sitting bones rooting down into the blanket or block or the earth, whatever you're sitting on. Let your eyes close and start to find your breath this evening. So you might notice that your breath is moving smoothly in some areas of your body and not so smooth in others. You might notice your breath slowing down or deepening as you have finally settled into a spot, not doing anything but bringing attention and awareness to the breath. It's not always easy to be with the breath. That's why we practice. So let the breath be a little longer than normal. Filling up the bottom of your belly first, and then the lungs. So just like if you were pouring water into a vase or some other vessel, it would pour from the bottom up. And then we'll start right into our pranayama. You can keep your eyes closed. We'll just be doing some square breathing for a few rounds this evening. If you don't know what that is, just follow along. We'll be breathing in for a count of 4, holding for a count of 4, exhaling for a count of 4, holding for a count of 4, inhaling for a count of 4, and so on. If you know that you have a little extra room in your lungs to expand that, you can move up to 5. If you know your breath is just a little caught today for whatever reason, you can stay at the number 3. So we'll take a nice long exhale. And as you inhale, we'll inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. hold, exhale, hold, inhale, and continue. The next time you inhale, take a nice long extended inhale and a long extended exhale. And then let that go, keeping your eyes closed. And allow yourself to be in awareness of your breath. Notice if anything has changed in the breath or changed in the heartbeat. Pranayama is good for balance. Pranayama is good for body awareness, breath awareness. Our breath can signal a lot of things for us. So go ahead and bring the palms together. You can keep the eyes closed or open them. And just rub the palms together till you feel just a little bit of warmth, a little bit of energy. And then bring the palms still together to the heart. Bow the head just slightly. And bring into your awareness 2 people, place, things, ideas that you are grateful for today. Take a nice big inhale of gratitude. And exhale anything that is no longer serving you. When you're ready, let the palms come down to the knees. Let your eyes gently blink open and shut a few times, and then bring the eyes all the way open. With the palms resting on the knees, we'll take a few cat-cows. Inhaling, lifting the heart. Exhaling, curling the spine, reaching the belly button back for the wall behind you. Inhale up. Exhale back. Just one more time. Nice, easy cat-cow. And then coming back to a nice neutral spine. Take a big inhale, open the arms out and up. And exhale the left arm down, right arm up and over. This is my favorite gentle warm-up stretch. Reach those fingertips, bend that bottom elbow. Keep both roots, both sitting bones grounded. Inhale, open the heart towards the sky. Exhale towards the earth. Inhale towards the sky. Exhale towards the earth. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale towards the earth. And then inhale all the way back up to the center. Exhale to the other side. The next couple breaths, sink a little deeper. Inhale up towards the sky. Exhale towards the earth. Inhale up. Exhale. One more time. And then inhale all the way through the center. And exhale, bow. Fold forward. Two more breaths, just like that. Sinking a little deeper. Even if it's just a mental sinking deeper. And then as you inhale that third time, walk your hands in and lift the torso up. Switch the cross of your legs. Inhale out and up when you're ready. And exhale, twist to your left. Bring that right hand to your knee, left hand behind you. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, sink a little deeper into the twist. We're not forcing a whole lot, but we're just gently encouraging a little bit deeper of a twist. And then holding that there, letting the breath still be full and long. And then take a nice big inhale. Exhale, sweep the arms all the way out and up to center. Inhale, let the shoulders drop down if you've got your shoulders up by your ears. Exhale to the other side, lengthening the spine, yet keeping the chin parallel to the earth. The next time you exhale, pulling gently deeper into your twist. Take a nice long inhale, and as you exhale, sweep the arms out and up. And exhale, fold. 5 breaths here. The next time you inhale, walk the hands in, lifting the torso back up. And we'll extend the legs just to bounce the knees a little bit. And then go ahead and come into tabletop. Take 3 to 5 cat-cows, allowing for some organic movement in the hips. So if you need a little bit of And then tonight we'll start in child's pose, supported child's pose. So you'll bring your bolster. If you don't have a bolster at home, you can use blankets with blocks or blankets and pillows and create a sort of a cushion like this and just stack up pillows and things. Once you've got your bolster, it'll be a wide-legged child's pose, so your big toes are just touching. But if you want a blanket under your knees, behind your knees, or under the ankles, I like to remind you guys, get really comfortable. Sometimes the ankles are just not feeling comfortable some days. So roll up a blanket and place it under the ankles. You can go ahead and get so. And then when you're ready and you have all the support you need, then you'll go ahead and get into your child's pose. So this kind of roll is good for in between the knees or under the ankles. Let yourself completely release into this pose. So that means let go of the fingertips, let go of the toes, the ears. We sometimes hold our tension in odd places. So breathe a little extra breath into those areas. If you have not already switched sides that your cheek is on, go ahead and switch for the last minute or two, just to give a little bit of evening out. As we get toward the end of this pose, let your breath become longer than normal. And as your breath begins to awaken your body, let your breath and your body decide it's time to come up to a seat. And when you do, gently press into the hands to push you up to a seat. And then we'll need the bolster, a couple of blocks, and maybe a blanket for under the head. This next portion will be laying flat on you'll be laying flat on your back, but you will have your legs lifted by a bolster. So you'll want 2 blocks at the far end where your legs are going to be, and you can have them at a medium height or tall height. And you'll use these to stack your bolster on top of. So you can have them like that, or you can have them taller. It really depends on how tall you are. If you don't have a bolster, that is more than all right. You can use pillows or blankets or both. And you can use books for this. It would just kind of start more like so. And you just need a little bit more stuff stacked up. So if you want a blanket under your head, get yourself situated. This one, you'll have to kind of scoot forward once you get laid down and get situated. It's a little deceiving too sometimes. I get kind of in the wrong spot. So like if you're looking right now, you'll see Brett's pretty far away from that bolster, so you'll probably want to scoot a smidge closer. But for some of us, maybe that feels like your feet are hanging too much and not supported. So if that's the case, you'd want to back off of that. Let the palms face up if you can. And tonight, if you have a lot of thoughts coming up, so we have a new moon tomorrow. So we're doing some poses that are, child's pose was to kind of take care of us. This pose is a little bit more vulnerable and allows us to find more depth in our breath. But if the thoughts start to flood in, we can just come back to the breath. Notice I'm having that thought. Notice I'm thinking about something. And that's it. I'm thinking about crickets or whatever it is. Okay, what's happening in my breath? And more often than not, we go to really important things that we want to draw our attention to because we're settled, so we think we should be figuring something out. So it sometimes takes a lot of practice, and we have to continue to say, oh, I'm thinking a lot about that again. Oh, I'm thinking. I'm lost in that thought again. What's happening in my breath? Where in my body am I not letting go? And we can just take note. Oh, I'm holding my toes right now. I can gently release my toes. So it doesn't have to be anything big, like releasing all of the tension out of our shoulders in one session. We just start small. Take a deep inhale and a long exhale. Come back to the present moment from wherever you were. Let your breath begin to deepen just a little more than your normal length of breath. And as you become ready for movement, draw the knees in, give yourself a hug or a squeeze, let yourself rock side to side, letting the head and the neck and the shoulders rest as much as possible, not drawing the head up this time. And when you're ready, just rock all the way over onto one side so you can press yourself up to a seat. We'll need 2 blankets and the bolster for this next part, but you can get rid of the blocks. Your bolster will still support your knees this time, but we'll be getting into a pose called Babbling Brook or Mountain Brook. There's a couple different names. And for me, we're coming into this pose tonight as a form of acceptance, going with the flow, to go with the new moon going on tomorrow. So you'll roll your blankets into, one is a little bit more tightly rolled, not really going to go anywhere. The other one can be a little bit more loose if you prefer. Doesn't need to be very thick. So if you have a thicker blanket and you need to just partially roll it up, you can lay on the other part and you'll see what I mean. So we'll have one roll underneath the bottom of the rib cage and the other will be under your head. So you'll have to kind of adjust these as he gets settled. But your shoulders will fall in the blank space between the 2 blankets. And your arms will be out like wings. It'll take a little bit of adjusting, especially if you have plants like we do. And then when you're ready, let the palms face up. This is also a little bit of a surrender pose and definitely a heart opener. You'll feel the back bend already happening as you get settled into this pose. Allow yourself some resituating to sort of get comfortable because we are seeking comfort in these restorative poses. Or we are seeking, comfort is an okay word, but we're seeking a letting go. So that we're not holding or forcing or even necessarily putting up with something being really uncomfortable. We would like the body to take over. There's a woman I plan to meet someday named Cheryl Strayed. And she talks about the body knowing. She says that that the body knows when your heart sinks, when you feel sick to your gut, when something blossoms in your chest, when your brain gloriously pops. That's your body telling you one true thing. Listen to it. Take a nice long inhale and a deep exhale. As your body and your breath become ready for movement, bend the knees and maybe push that bolster or cushion away. No? Push that cushion away. Push the bolster away. I was saying don't draw your knees in. You still have something under your back, so don't draw your knees in right away. We want to protect your back. So roll over onto one side and gently press up just enough to get that blanket out from under your rib cage. And then lay back onto your back with your knees bent and your feet on the mat, so you can let the knees fall side to side a few times. So although it is gentle, it can be kind of intense heart opener or back bend, if you will, although very small. And then when you're ready, go ahead and come up to a seat and get your bolster. And we'll need the bolster and maybe another blanket. We're going to come into some twists now. So you want the cushion to be long on the mat and your legs to be out to the side of you with your left thigh up next to the short side of this cushion you've created. One hand on either side. Draw length into the spine and find a delicious exhale to help you float down onto the bolster and release, letting your head be the same direction as your knees. At this point, you may have noticed your heart rate has decreased a little bit, or you may not have noticed, but you've noticed that maybe your toes are a little cool or your body is cool. This is a great time to add a blanket over top of you. It's completely normal to get cool during this practice. sometime in the next 10 breaths or so. Gently make your way to the other side, giving just as much attention to comfort, taking your time. Finding that length in the spine and getting settled. Sometime in the next 10 or so breaths, allow your body and your breath to become ready to come to a seat, and gently using your arms, press yourself back up. So we'll be getting comfortable for Shavasana at this point. So you can lay flat on the mat with just support under your head. You can lay flat on the mat with support of a bolster under your knees. Or you can also lay on your side with a bolster supporting one of your knees, whichever knee is on top, or a blanket between your knees and a blanket under your head. We are going to add in kind of a little treat tonight. We'll do a guided body scan and then let you sink into Shavasana. So during a body scan, the only job that you have is to bring awareness to that part of the body. You are not required to move or even necessarily send energy to that portion of the body. We'll start with the toes. And you're just looking for awareness, so you might notice sensations like hot, cold, tense, relaxed. So bring awareness to the toes, the bottoms and the tops of the feet, the ankles, up into the calves and the shins. Take a breath and let go of that awareness. Move into the knees and the thighs, the pelvic region and the hips. Take a breath into all of that area and let that go. Bring awareness into the fingertips, the palms and the back of the hands, the forearms, and the upper part of the arms. Take a breath into the arms and the fingertips and then let go as you exhale. Bringing awareness into the belly, the low belly, and the low spine, the mid back and the rib cage, up into the chest and the upper part of the back. Take a breath and let go of that, bringing awareness into the shoulders. Drawing attention to the neck. Take a breath and let go of that. Bringing awareness to the chin and the ears, the lips, the cheeks, even the nose and the tops of the eyelids, the eyebrows. Moving up the back of the neck, the base of the skull, the back of the skull, up and around the forehead, up and around to the top of the head, the crown of the head. Take a nice long breath into the head, neck, and shoulders, and as you exhale, let go of that. And then scan through the body, one big wave from toes to crown. Just noticing sensations. Take a big, deep breath all the way into the whole body. And as you exhale, let go into Shavasana. Bring awareness back to your breath without moving it or expanding it yet, just aware of exactly where it is right now. And then when you're ready, deepen the breath, bringing yourself back to the present moment. Becoming aware of when you are ready to move the fingers and the toes. And then drawing the knees in, giving yourself one last squeeze maybe, rocking side to side, eventually coming to an easy seat. And we'll sit with the legs crossed. We'll bring the palms together at the heart one last time, maybe gently bowing the head to whatever inner wisdom or friends or family who recommended that you do some self-care today, whatever day it is that you're watching this. Bring to mind those gratitude items. Gently draw in a breath of gratitude and exhale anything that is no longer serving you. It was my honor to hold space with you in your home today. Thank you. Namaste. So before you leave, I want to say thank you for being here with us. And please, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to Yoga with Caryn Bowles and share it with your friends. Let them know this is a safe space to come and practice. Also, you're welcome to, I'd love for you to follow me on Instagram at Yoga with Caryn. And I do have a Facebook page also, Yoga with Caryn. Consistency is key, right? Keep it easy. So if you look for Yoga with Caryn Bowles, you'll find me. And I'd love some comments and some thumbs up. And I hope you have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much. Be well.